Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well. Trump kicked Zelensky out of the White House. I have the video here. Second video that I will play today is Zelensky apologized to Trump? Not. And the third one that I have, some call for Zelensky's resignation and Zelensky's response to the calls for his resignation. This is the first video I will make on this for today. I will make immediately after this one another one. Is going to be another part 2 with so many pieces of information. Trump wants peace, Trump wants ceasefire, Zelensky is not ready, media responding, the world leader responding. That's for the second video right after this. So this is part 1, the other one is part 2. So let's make a little explain what happened. So yesterday Zelensky came to White House, invited by President Trump. President Trump greeted Zelensky at the entrance door at the White House, something that President Trump did not do for the President of France, Macron, when he visited on Monday. But he did it for Starmer on Tuesday. Pay attention to these little signals. So that's full of respect. Now the thug showed up not in a suit. That's disrespectful, I would say. I always call that disrespectful. And he got called out by press in the Oval Office. So he shows up in black and dressed like he's going for a jog, chuk. So yesterday I made this video here in which I explained what happened, and I also played a clip between the argument in front of all of us to see who's the thug and who is the guy who I will call extortionist. Is that how you call the person who wants to extort things from you? Now, yes, I am on the side of the United States of America, but I can't ignore the fact that the earth mineral deal that Zelensky was supposed to sign was an extortion. In my books, now you can call it however you want, but it was. I will help you I will help you to fight those guys. You give me your money. Well, you can call it however you want. That's the way I call it. So in this video that I made last night actually, you can see the full argument of these guys. This is a very, it just showed, and it's very nice to have it straight there without other people's interpretation and media to see who Zelensky is. He did not defend Ukraine. He was just a thug. You can defend Ukraine in a different manner. You don't interrupt people in their own house. You were invited as a guest and you behave like what you are. That's what you are, a guy with chutzpah. Maybe he did that because if he wouldn't have done that, returning to Ukraine, those, let's put it nicely, nationalists, which are, the Russians claim they're differently, would have taken care of him if he would have signed that. Nevertheless, let's go to the first article that I have ready for you here. In the first place, Trump wanted to cancel Zelensky meeting. This is Russia Today, this is from the 28th of February. French media claims that President Emmanuel Macron intervened to secure an invitation for the Ukrainian leader to the White House, a diplomatic source has claimed. So this garbage right there should not have occurred, according to the French media, if supposedly Macron did not intervene. Nevertheless, the pig is already out in the open, so it's too late to put him back in the kotets, in the whatever house he's got. Next one. Zelensky refuses to apologize to Trump after White House showdown. And what happened after the meeting, after this beautiful show that was going on over there in the White House? He went straight to Fox News. Fox News was the only one that interviewed him yesterday. And here is the way that and I'm going to play part of that interview that was conducted with Zelensky. Here is Zelensky's departure from the White House. So, ready? We're going to play this clip.
Back to the White House, Jackie Heinrich has some new information for us. Jackie.
Yeah, I just went up to the press area to get an understanding of what we're watching. This is what I was told. The president has kicked Zelensky out of the White House. His delegation right now.
His delegation is going to walk outside of this. Now, I will show you who was in the delegation later.
is telling him that he's got to go home. The president felt disrespected. Officials in the room felt that beyond the language barrier that we've heard some discussion about, Zelensky's body language, shrugging and eye rolling, was ungrateful, disrespectful, and the president feels that Zelensky is not ready for peace, and he can come back when he's ready to talk about peace, but he's not in that position right now, and Zelensky is being told he's got to go. The lunch that they were supposed to have is sitting right outside the hallway, and the press staffers are going to be eating that lunch. This is really pretty incredible. We see the
Jackie,
SUV,
hang on with us
Zelensky's
one moment.
SUV.
If you look to your left, you're going to see him. Let's watch.
Mr. President, is the deal off? President Zelensky, can you tell us what happened?
Remember, the media makes it like he is the victim. That's the way. Why? And people say, don't connect dots. Who owns the media? The people? The media portrays Zelensky as the victim. You want to see the other cabinet? There's another song. And there's leaving. That's, yeah.
Did you sign the minerals deal? Did you sign the minerals deal?
Why were you so disrespectful to the president?
All right, so this is what happened. They were kicked out of the White House the way they should have been during the direct meeting. I would have done it straight there, but they are more diplomatic than me, it seems like. I'm going to show you what CNN reveals about what happened after the explosive garbage in the Oval Office. Now remember, if this would have been any other president, let's say the president of Bangladesh or Zimbabwe or a country that we don't really like, even though that person would not be invited to the White House, oy vey, what would have happened? So here, CNN, what happened after that? Ukrainska Pravda, CNN reveals what happened between Trump and Zelensky after the argument. So what happened? CNN has learned the details of what happened behind closed doors after a public argument broke out in the White House between the presidents of Ukraine and the United States and Vice President J.D. Vance. Details. CNN source says that after the public part of the meeting between Trump and Zelensky ended, that is, that part. After that ended, let me see if I got it right. The US president and his advisors went to a separate room. Trump held consultations with Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and other advisors. It was then that Trump finally decided that Zelensky was, quote-unquote, not in a place to negotiate. CNN writes and instructed Rubio and National Security Advisor Michael Waltz to pass on the message that Ukrainian president should leave. Got it? Ukrainian delegation expelled from the White House. What happened and what's next? This is according to the Ukrainians, New Voice of Ukraine. So they were expelled. They were not like, we left. They said, get the hell out of here. That's exactly what happened. And now, let's see if Zelensky apologized. He was interviewed by this guy who I think is not one of us. All right? And he goes and this guy's going to pass him the ball slowly and slowly. Maybe Zelensky is going to apologize, or maybe Zelensky is going to say, you know what, screw you, but he's got the opportunity. I want you to pay attention at this guy's line of questioning and the fact how he behaves like a good interviewer with Zelensky, but with others, he would probably interrupt every 3 seconds. So this traces your, strain of thought. So let's play this a little bit.
Welcome back to Special Report, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Mr. President, thank you for the time today, especially on this day, to continue to do this interview. President Trump said after your meeting that you disrespected him and the Vice President and all of America in the Oval Office. Do you think you did, and do you think you owe an apology to President Trump?
To President Trump, not to the American people. Did you hear? The first thing. And Zelensky is going to talk about how grateful he is to the American people, not understanding that the American people voted the president to make decisions in their name. That's democracy at work. or at play.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you for the invitation for this dialogue, and good evening to all your country, to all Americans. I'm very thankful to Americans for all your support. You did a lot. I'm thankful to President Trump and to Congress bipartisan support. And I was always very thankful from all our...
He's thankful to President Trump.
People, you helped us a lot from the very beginning during 3 years of full-scale invasion. You helped us to survive. Anyway, we are strategic partners. And even...
We're not strategic partners. You're not strategic partners. What are you talking about? You are alive because of the Americans. Not the Europeans, Americans, and the people of your... You know what I mean.
In such tough dialogue, and I think we have to be very honest, and we have to be very direct to understand each other.
So he says that he was not insulting, he was not disrespectful, he was direct. Well, you can be direct without using certain kind of language, without interrupting, without shaking your hand, rolling your eyes, and so on. So, no, Mr. Zelensky, I tell you, we're not going to go further than that. He did not apologize. He did not apologize to anybody. Why should he? Media will portray him as a victim. All right, that's the... And let's go to another one, and I'm going to show you how these guys portray him as a victim. And we're going to have I would say, a war criminal coming out and saying that this is now the term. Zelensky walked into an ambush. And that comes from Karl Rove. Do you know who Karl Rove was? All right, I will show you. Here, this is a video clip, again, from Fox News. And let me make it a little bit bigger. Bigger is better, people say, but hey, sometimes. And this Karl Rove right here, I'm going to show you who he is. He is going to say that the only winner here is Putin. Oh, the conversation.
Well, this is why diplomacy should never be conducted in public. I'm confident, and we now know that, for example, in World War II, there were heated disagreements between Franklin Roosevelt, Joseph Stalin, and Winston Churchill, but we didn't see them broadcast on TV, and what we saw were statements that came out of these big conferences in which the Allies made an effort to move forward together. It is going to be incredibly hard to walk back from the kind of animosity that we saw in that room today, and to walk back some of those statements. It could have been done if it had not been, if cameras had not been running. But the only winner out of today is Vladimir Putin. This is a...
Got it? Vladimir Putin is the only winner here. Not peace, not us. We have a guy who doesn't want to make peace. And we got the other guy who wants to make peace. You say, well, there's the aggressor. At least he wants a ceasefire and a peace. Now, let me show you who Karl Rove is. Right there, I'm just going to take the Iraq war. That's all you need to know about Karl Rove right there and George W. Bush, that guy. Remember, the Iraq war was based on a lie coming from the intelligence services saying that, American intelligence services, that weapons of mass destruction, chemical weapons, first they tried with something else. Iraq war, Rove played a leading role in the lead up to the Iraq war. Right? So in 2002-2003, Rove chaired meetings of the White House Iraq Group, an internal White House working group established in 2022, 8 months prior to the 2023 invasion of Iraq. So he played a leading role. I want you to look at Mr. Karl Rove and find out what he did. Why is this Rove and presented over there as a expert? Did he do any time? Remember, you participated in an illegal bombardment and invasion of a country based on a lie. So what would that make you? So this is Mr. Karl Rove. And let's go and see who's calling for Zelensky's resignation. None other than Lindsey Graham, the senator of what? North Carolina, South Carolina, whatever he is, 5 million people state. So anyway, he's going to come and say Zelensky's got a chip on his shoulder, and the Ukrainian people, he gives Zelensky two options. One, you resign or you change behavior drastically, quickly. And the Americans dropped Zelensky. The Americans will not help Zelensky, and Zelensky will be helped by the Europeans. So here's another clip. And we have Lindsey Graham here.
Bring in South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham now. Senator, thanks so much for jumping on with us. As we can see, you're live from the White House there. What is your reaction to what we all just witnessed there in the Oval Office?
Devastated. Everything I and many have been working for to try to get a new relationship with the United States around our critical minerals deal beneficial to both of us was completely obliterated today. I met.
Stop. See who's over there next to Zelensky? That's Yermak. That is the president's office secretary. Do you see anybody like that here? No, why not? Why is this guy of the same kind? All right, why is he right there? Why is he right there? That's the first thing that I always said. Why is Yermak always next? Do you see the same counterpart here? No, you see the vice president. Why is not Shmihal here? Another one of the three garbages. All right, so we have here Rubio, and you have this, the guy who, what's his name, Berstov, who went and spoke with the Treasury Secretary, Foreign Minister, Vice President. He's the guy. All right, now, Lindsey Graham, I'm not crying for Lindsey Graham. He's a batch, let's put it mildly, but he cries, you know for what he cries? He cries for the deal, the money, the earth minerals. That's what he cries for.
With Zelensky this morning, I urged him to stay on message, be grateful, be thankful. We'll talk about details of security guarantees later. Keep it upbeat, keep it positive. It was absolute, utter disaster. The question for me is he redeemable in the eyes of Americans? Most Americans witnessing what they saw today would not want Zelensky to be their business partner, including me, and I've been to Ukraine 9 times since the war started. I met with him this morning. President Trump I talked to last night, he was upbeat about the deal. I've never been more proud of President Trump for showing the American people in the world you don't trifle with this man. He was very positive. He was very upbeat. He wanted to get a ceasefire. He wants to end the war. And Zelensky felt like he needed to bait Trump in the Oval Office. JD was awesome. This was a missed opportunity. And the question for me, for the Ukrainian people, I don't know if Zelensky can ever get you to where you want to go with the United States. Either he dramatically changes or you need to get somebody new.
Senator.
Got it? You either changes or you get somebody new. And here we have the response of Zelensky provided by Russia Today. Zelensky responds to resignation's call from pro-Kiev hawk. So this is during the interview was conducted with him in Fox News that I just played with you. Let me see where is that at. Where I played with for you, not with the leaving, but with this one right here. And I tell you what he says. He says, no, I'm not going to resign. Why? Because only the Ukrainian people can decide. Yeah, but you can have elections over there. So where are the Ukrainian people? Well, and I tell you, the Rada, the parliament of the lower house of the parliament in Ukraine, voted unanimously. You're going to vote, okay? Unanimously that they support to support democracy by not conducting elections and recognizing Zelensky as the president, legitimate president. So we vote for a resolution or that is going to support democracy, and we support the cancellation of the elections, and we recognize the guy who canceled the elections by imposing martial law. This is Orwellian. So he didn't apologize at all, and why should he? He still got the money. I don't see Zelensky ending up very well. I don't think this was staged. And in the next video, I will discuss a few points, which is I will show you how media called him out. Why don't you wear a suit, thug? That's my word I'm going to use for this guy. And that's good. The other one is how the Republicans and Democrats would look at it, how they will, the thing that we saw in the White House. The first thing, as an American, you should say, our president, good or bad, represents me. The other one doesn't represent me, other people. Our president was disrespected in our house, our invitation, our wine, our food, by this guy who was on the life support by our country, by our money, supposedly. And we're going to talk about the ambush as the media portrays it right now. And we're going to talk about what Trump wants to do and what Zelensky doesn't want to do. Trump dropped, or the United States of America as of now, dropped Ukraine. You do it, my friends. You want a war with Russia? Go ahead, we're out. And I'm going to show you what the weasels in Europe, world leaders now, they're world leaders, say about this, and they support Zelensky 100%. And they will be with him. Together we stand. You'll never walk alone. You never walk alone. Remember that song? It's a Manchester United song, isn't it? They like it. So yeah, you're never going to walk alone. Well, if you go to destruction, please go. Follow him. Go with him. Unbelievable, my friends. And I'm going to show you in the next video what's next after this revealing and excellent opportunity to see who's who and what is what on camera. On camera. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.